Welcome back to Digital Dropshipping Mastery. Inside of this video right now, we're going to focus on product description. So let's go ahead, jump into my computer and get started. Writing your product description is going to be helpful for two reasons. Number one, because it's going to help you even better understand your own product, which will help with marketing and stuff moving forward. And number two, it's helpful because it's going to allow for anyone else reading it to understand more about your product and why it's valuable. So this piece of content is actually going to be used for your product page very soon as we continue moving forward throughout this program. And every digital product description should include these three things in one way or the other. And your description does not need to be an essay, but instead just confined information about your product and how it came to be and why it's valuable and why the person reading it should take action. A mistake I see far too often in the e-commerce world is descriptions being super long or super short. So with these three focuses in mind of relatability, social proof, and a call to action, I went ahead and wrote an example for the 7-Figure Success Breathing Guide that we've been using as an example. So here it is. I couldn't tell you how many times in my journey I sat at my desk not knowing what the next step was. I had work right in front of me, but just couldn't get through some type of mental block. And one of those days, I felt defeated and literally just slumped back into my office chair. I closed my eyes and then took 3 insanely deep breaths. And it felt amazing. So I started to do it more often if I ever encountered those types of mental blocks. And eventually, I became curious as to why breathing made me feel better. So I started doing research. I stumbled upon some breathwork articles and immediately started taking the next steps to testing other different breathing techniques. And after years of practicing breathwork, trying things, I was able to find the breathwork that gave me the most clarity to making less but more profitable decisions. Instant clarity, motivation, and passion after as little as 9 minutes of breathing, all bundled up into the simple formula here, the 7-Figure Success Breathing Guide. So come join me in abundance by purchasing this guide and joining our community of driven individuals. And I know as I was reading that, I threw in there a couple extra words for emphasis here in the story, but this is a real life situation, and this is the first draft of my description for my 7-Figure Success Breathing Guide. If you can tell a story and cause some type of up and down in emotions by the reader, you're going to subconsciously have a connection with that reader, and they're going to have much more attraction and curiosity to you and your product and your solution than if you just listed out 7-Figure Success Breathing Guide, get 2 guided meditations, get 1 psychology paragraph, and it's 30 pages long. You know, that's going to be a lot tougher to sell. And unfortunately, many e-commerce business owners do that. But fortunately for you, you have the advantage now because you know not to do that. And another thing I like to include in my product descriptions is actually using things like GIFs and emojis because those are relatable. They catch attention and it's easy to kind of understand and see without having to read because not everyone likes to read, but if you can make someone feel like you understand them and you have a solution for them, then they will purchase your product and take advantage of the value. And anytime after I write some piece of content, like if it's for a product description or whatever, I will actually throw it into a readability checker just to see if I made any grammar mistakes, if my phrasing is too complicated, etc. And just some food for thought, I actually threw that description up there into a readability checker, the link right here actually, and that description ranked at a 7th grade reading level. And ideally, you actually want it to be less. And one of the ways that you can make your reading level lower, more towards like 4th, 5th grade, which is where you want to be, is by making the sentences shorter. So while focusing on the 3 main pieces of relatability, social proof, and call to action, go ahead and write a product description for your own product. That can be a real story, a fictional story, or just a description of why the product is valuable. So relatability in this example is the story of struggling to get through this mental block. The social proof is it actually working and helping me, giving me clarity and motivation and passion. And then the call to action is actually asking that person to come join me in abundance by purchasing the guide and joining the community of driven individuals. And that is exactly how you should structure your digital product description. So if you're stuck in any way or you have any questions or want some clarity, feel free to message me so I can help you out, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.